Hey everyone, welcome back to another week's video. So for this week's freshwater video, we're gonna start off with this beautiful 75-gallon community tank we have in the store. So starting up, we're gonna look at these beautiful Roseline Sharks. I've mentioned these guys before, but I can't help come back to them just because they're so amazing. But as you can tell, they get these bright red stripes on their body with that amazing horizontal black stripe, and then those yellow spots on the tail. These guys look absolutely phenomenal in a school, especially in a nice larger tank. In a big school, you can just watch them go together here. These guys do get a little bigger for a schooling fish, so you do want to keep them in a slightly larger aquarium as they get to about 4 to 5 inches in captivity. But again, for the most part, mostly peaceful, maybe considered semi-aggressive. Up here, we've got these amazing Lampeye Killi fish. So these guys are one of the larger species of killies, grown to about 2.5 inches for the males. And so you see they're starting to get some of that amazing coloration in on the tails here. And as they grow, it'll get more and more vibrant. These guys are great as they occupy the top level of the tank most of the time. So that'll give you some activity in an area where, you know, most of your other fish don't really swim. Of course, we've got our amazing selection of discus in here. These guys come in a variety of colors. These are all tank raised, but we are able to get the wild types in on special orders, so definitely come check these guys out as they really are an excellent centerpiece for any tank. Alrighty, so next up in our same tank, actually, we have some pretty rare fish. So if you've ever looked at these guys, definitely come in soon because not easy to keep a hold of in stock. So first up is this guy. He's a Shootadini puffer. These are one of the smaller growing true freshwater puffers, only getting to about 4 inches. They're for the most part considered fairly peaceful towards similarly sized fish. I'll pan back to this guy when he comes back in front, but let me keep talking about him. So they're peaceful to similarly sized fish. So, you know, in a community tank, you want to stick with the African theme, do Congo tetras, medium-sized barbs. Roseline Sharks, for example, would be a good tank mate. They do have a more specialized diet, requiring that you do feed them some crustaceans from time to time to help trim their beaks, but for the most part, they are fully predatory. Next up, we have these amazing watermelon or red and black distic chotis. So these guys, if you look them up online, are actually unclassified, meaning that they're still being researched and haven't been formally assigned a species name. So for now, they just call them Distichotis black and red. When they're young, like now, they can be kept in groups as they're fairly peaceful towards each other and other tank mates. But as they grow, you want to take caution, unless you have a really large tank size, with keeping multiple of the same species, as it has been documented that they can become slightly more aggressive to each other. Also keep in mind, you want to make sure you have a plan for these guys, as they do grow to about over 1 foot in captivity. So they're going to be a really beautiful, nice sized display fish for, you know, a larger tank or possibly even an outdoor pond. So definitely come check these guys out. Super special, very hard to get, and really entertaining. So thanks for watching. Alright, so last but not least, I just figured I'd show another example of a nice community tank we have in the store here. So to start off, we've got the classic cardinal tetras, of course, just a great community tank for color, schooling, and they go with almost anything that you know, gets along with them. Next up, we've got these really cool glass catfish here. As you can tell, they're see-through, hence the name glass catfish. So these guys get to about 3 inches full grown, but they don't swim too much, so you probably want to keep them maybe 10 gallons plus. They prefer to be in groups, obviously. As you can tell, they like to hang out together. The more you get, the more they're gonna show up in the tank and not hide as much. For some color as well, a more centerpiece fish, you can see we've got these beautiful dwarf gouramis here with the bright pop of color. In a, you know, moderately sized aquarium, you could definitely keep these guys together in groups, as they're not particularly aggressive at all. And next up, one of my favorite fish personally, we've got the neon dwarf rainbows here. So it's another fish that's going to occupy the top of the water column for your tank, and these guys are amazing. You can see the beautiful yellow. They've got these really cool fin shapes And especially when they get a little more settled into your tank and start to do their breeding routines, you'll see the males will spar and kind of clash with each other and show off for the females. And there's a really great active small fish, you know, only grow to about 1.5 inches, so you can definitely keep them in smaller aquariums. So definitely come check this out. We've got a ton more fish. Thanks for watching.